What's up, everybody? Welcome to another video, and as you can tell, it's another Jurassic News ripoff. Yeah, but I couldn't think of another name, so yeah, I'm doing Jurassic News because I got nothing else better to do, and I wanted to do this kind of thing for a while. So let's get into the new stuff. Alright, starting off, I went on the Smith Toys website to see all the new rebirth toys, and as you can see, they got a bunch of them, like the Spinosaurus, the Thrasher Action Spinosaurus, and they got the T-Rex, obviously, and they got the Velociraptor chase set, or the launch and battle vehicle set, that's what it's called. And then we got the Quetzalcoatlus, which I'm excited for, because I like the folding wing action, actually, and most people don't like the design, but I think the design's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, yeah. And then, obviously, we got some regular ones that we've seen before. But then we got the Bite and Blast Mosasaur. So, it comes with a mini Dilophosaurus, which my theory is that in the movie, Mosasaur will probably eat the Dilophosaurus that we see in the trailer. And then, if we scroll down a little more, we see the Purosaurus, which most people thought was a Deinosuchus. But I guess now we know it's a Purosaurus, which I found on the Smith Toys website. So it's got all these pictures, all this stuff, which is pretty cool, because I didn't actually expect to see this, because I thought it was just like a rumor picture, but I guess it's a real thing, which is pretty cool. So then moving on, we got the Maiasaura, which we seen earlier this year, a couple weeks ago. We got the pictures for Maiasaura, Utahraptor, Pseudoceratops, and whatever the other one was. And then here we got Utahraptor, which is one of those four that I just was talking about, which I'm not really feeling the paint job, but it's still a pretty cool figure. It would be nice to see people customize it and stuff. And then we got some other figures that I'm not really going to go over that much, but yeah, we got some other rebirth figures. Yeah, just some regular figures here. And then after I press that more tab, it's basically just all rebirth figures now. So we got the EO Triceratops, which has a pretty cool play feature. You can raise up its legs and swing its head around with its tail, which is pretty cool. Then we got the Baryonyx and the Super Colossal Mosasaurus with the Aquilops and the T-Rex mask. And then here we have all the Lego sets. And then we got a couple of these other figures. The Angostosavia, I think it's called. And then that one raptor-looking one, I forgot its name, but it's pretty cool. And then we got a couple of these, which, as I'm recording, I didn't even know these were figures. So we got the Eoni, and then we got the Torvatenus, whatever it's called. I'm probably butchering this like crazy.
Torvonusts.
But yeah, I didn't even know these figures were a thing until now. So these are pretty cool. Box art's really nice too. And then we got this guy, the Ceocoptera, I think it's called. Something like that. But I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was a Rhamphorhynchus at first, but I guess not. So, and then at the bottom, we got all the story packs with Henry Loomis and the Pteranodon, which also has folding wings, which I really like the folding wings thing. It's pretty cool. So that's going to be cool, because the wings, if they were on a ball joint and they folded, then that would have been just super easy to do, which is what they did here. And then we got Zora Bennett and the Velociraptor, which is also pretty cool. Most people aren't fans of the Velociraptor mold, but I am. And then we got Duncan and a Velociraptor, which I like this Velociraptor too. Which I think of it as like the female raptor, just instead of white, it's orange. We got the Parasaurolophus with Ruben Delgado, which I also like this para. It reminds me of the Dominion para, just a different mold. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Smith Toys. Alright, moving on. We got some more upcoming figures, like as you can see, the D-Rex, which actually has a leaked figure now. Well, paint job is okay. at the least. I can see where they're coming from, but I kind of like the black and brownish that we got from the trailers. But overall, the sculpt is amazing, which pretty much makes up for the okay paint job. But it actually has now an official name, and that name is the Distortus Rex, which is a little Distortus, I wouldn't say, but Distortus Rex still sounds pretty cool. So, yeah, those are just my thoughts on the new D-Rex news. Anyway, we got some other figures like the Lab Lockdown Tyrannosaurus, as you can see at the bottom, which I like a lot more than the original T-Rex that we saw. So, I'm definitely going to pick that up when it comes to stores. But then, moving on, we also have the Spinosaurus, which I forgot the name, but it comes with Zora Bennett and Henry Loomis, and a Spinosaurus that I think is, in my opinion, I like this Spinosaurus better than the Thrash and Throw Spinosaurus, or whatever it's called. Thrash and Devour, I think it was. I don't know why. I kind of just like the paint job better, and the Thrash and Devour Spinosaurus. It's a cool gimmick, but I don't really like it for some reason. I just don't know why. I like this one better. But now, as we continue, we have this picture, which has the 4 dinosaurs that we saw in that one promo image of the kids playing with the Mattel dinosaurs, which we can now see them clearly. I only really know the name of one of them, which is the Euoplocephalus, but it's pretty cool. We get to see a closer look at those 4 dinosaurs that we didn't really get a good look at. Moving on, we now have a full 3D model of the Aquilops Puppetronic, I guess it's called. It's a little bit of a odd name, but whatever. Now we got the full 3D model, and I can say that it's a 3D model because obviously it doesn't have any of the paint apps or anything, so it's not like the full render. But it's pretty cool that we get to see the full 3D model. But now it's confirmed that we have a second hybrid, or not hybrid, but mutant, along with the D-Rex, which is called the Winged Mutodons, which are basically just Dimorphodons and Velociraptors, so it's basically winged Velociraptors. Now, as you can see, I basically ripped this straight from the Gaming Beaver, I'm not gonna lie. This is literally his thumbnail for that very Jurassic News video. So, obviously, go watch his before you watch mine, because his is way better. But, as you can see in an article, we get to see what David Koepp is actually saying about this. Now, I'm going to read it all out, so if you don't want to hear the entire thing, just skip to this timestamp. Anyway, and that's not all. As well as the D-Rex, we'll meet a Winged Mutodons, a combination of pterosaur and raptor, says screenwriter David Koepp, who previously penned both Jurassic Park and The Lost World. Those came from my strange mind, he tells Empire of Rebirth's Mutants. We saw in some of the previous Jurassic World movies that their experiments made dinosaurs bigger, meaner, scarier, and it occurred to me that Steven Spielberg, that those can't all have gone wrong. Sometimes life shouldn't have found a way. If you watched to the very end, I would just like to thank you, and please go watch the Gaming Beavers, because his is more informational and just way better than mine. I stole most of the stuff from his, so just go watch his, please. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more dinosaur-related videos, consider hitting the subscribe button. It's free, and you can unsubscribe whenever you want. And if you want to, like this video too, just so it can get out to the algorithm to get more people, and I hope you have a great day. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye!